Kev, looking ahead to a trip to Maidenhead this weekend. How's the squad trained in response to the defeat last weekend?
Yeah, I think it's, when you lose a game like that, there's always not a good feeling on Monday when you come in, and it's important that you address what you need to address, but also put it to bed and look forward. And that's what we have done. We're a bit disappointed, of course. The players are disappointed, but it's up to us to pick them up and pick ourselves up and train properly, as you say. And we've been able to do that.
Maidenhead's notoriously a very tough place to go, as seen with their last three results. I think they've won 2 at home and drawn the other game as well. So what sort of challenge do you expect this weekend?
Yeah, as you say, we've from going to Maidenhead enough now, we know the difficulties that they'll cause, and Dev side's always a competitive. We saw that at home this year when we got beat, of course. So yeah, nothing that would come unexpected, if you want. And as you say, the results at home have been good. So listen, we know we want to put last weekend behind us, but the best way of doing that's going being positive Saturday and getting a result.
Yeah, despite that result last weekend, our league form has been good, hasn't it? And important then to try and bounce back as quickly as possible, like you were saying, with 4 games in, I think, 11 days coming up.
Yeah, busy period, which we know is coming up, and home games as well in that. But the first and all, and going away to a tough place, and yeah, it's important. As you say, we've been in decent form in the league and picked up some points, and that's all you are at this stage of the season. Keep picking up points, keep adding to your tally as much as you can, and with the games coming thick and fast, you've got a chance to do that. So listen, we believe we're getting stronger, and we've got to keep doing the right thing, keep performing, and picking up as many points as you can.
Yeah, we've done some transfer business this week, just like we did last week as well, with Nick Hayes coming in on loan, permanently this time after his loan spell last time from Barnet. So how pleased were you to add in the goalkeeping department?
Yeah, delighted. Nick's someone obviously we know from before coming on loan, but since he left us that time, he's gone on to done ever so well at Solihull, playing in a playoff final, in a trophy final. His experience at Barnet this year at the top of the league for half a season tells you the quality he's got, and he looks like he's matured. He's got more confidence. You can see that, and I think it's a very good signing for us, because Hazy was desperate to come as well, and I think that made it, easier to get the deal done. And we're delighted with what we've been able to do in terms of the deal as well.
And just as a whole of the last couple of weeks, where you've been able to bring in a few players that James has had his loan extended as well. Are you pleased with the business that you've been able to get done?
Yeah, absolutely. Leaves us in a stronger position, of course. But we feel like, I think it's always important that you don't panic when we knew we needed players in and to strengthen the squad, and we haven't been able to do that. But it's getting the right ones in at the right price, and we've been able to do that. And I think it's important that you keep your nerve and don't jump at anything that comes. But when someone's present themselves like Nick Hayes, like Leon Chambers, who's someone we've got a tip off about. We watched. I think they're good ones for us. Not just for now, but for going forward as well, to build a squad, which we're trying to do. Build a squad that's going to be successful.
Definitely, squad's important because you'll always get injuries, and we saw last weekend that Bridgie and Nora unfortunately both missed out. Are they ones that you're going to have to keep checking on with? Some games coming up.
Yeah, I think Nora's trained this week, so that's good. Bridgie's, we'll have to watch and see where that goes. But yeah, obviously Colin's out. He's got a grade 3 hamstring, so he'll be out for possibly the season now. So that was important to get Nick Hayes in. And so there's always going to be injuries, and it's why you want a strong squad, to be competitive.
Cheers, thank you, Kev.
Good to see you. Last time you had a defeat, the following week you said you had a really positive week in training and went on to get the win. How would you describe the week of training that you've had this week?
Yeah, it's been good. Listen, as I say, we address things on Monday, but it's important you put it to bed as quick as possible and focus on what you've got to do going forward. You can't change what's gone on, and despite being bitterly disappointed, you've got to put it to bed and focus on the next game.
You mentioned as well how you sort of, as a coaching team, you've got to get the team moving again. Obviously, they do it themselves as well. How do you go about that?
No, you just train properly. You come into work with a smile on your face and ready to work. And, that's the thing with football. There's always another game, whether you win, whether you lose. You've got to focus on the next one. and that's, you know, our point of view from coaching staff is to prepare properly for every game. Your football is you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and you've got to face that, and you've got to deal with that. But it was important that we got ourselves organised again, and I think being consistent in our message is important. That you can win a game not to change, you can lose a game it's not to change too much, and be consistent with the players with that.
Of course, new face in this week as well, Nick Hayes. You talked about him, but how long have you been keeping an eye on him and wanting to sort of bringing him back into the fold?
No, it's something that only came up a couple of weeks ago in terms of, I think Nick was out of the team at Barnet, and they think that they've strengthened again, and the position they're in, they've done brilliantly. So Nick's been part of that. So it's just one when he became available, and Nick was keen because he wants to keep playing and as much as he can, and the opportunity for us to do it at the deal we could do is brilliant. So delighted to have him on board, and especially with the injury to Colin as well, it became quite important.
Absolutely. And Liam Chambers coming in as well. Whereabouts can we see him competing for places in the squad? Yeah,
listen, he played midfield for Slough, and he's someone that we've got high hopes for. He's different to somebody we've probably got in terms of his ball carrying ability. He'll take the jump up to full-time football, but how he's trained this week's been very good, and so really pleased with that. Obviously couldn't be involved last weekend, so delighted to have him on board, and I think he'll part of a squad that we're building to be successful, as I say, and he'll be a big part of that, I'm sure. And listen, you don't want to put pressure on new signings, but you want them to integrate in with the players around the place, and he's done that well.
We've just spoken to James Golden as well, extending his loan. He looks really settled in his role as well, among that defensive team.
Yeah, he's been really good, James, and someone of the ilk we've probably missed early in the season in terms of his ability on the ball to bring it out of the defence, and his composure. But with a lot of other good attributes as well. So delighted to have him to the end of the season, and as a young pro who does things right and wants to work properly, he does all of that and more.
I think as well, when people look at the business that you've done recently, I mean, the key distinction is permanent moves. How important is that to you that these have been permanent moves?
Yeah, I think always if you can do permanence, it's not always the case that they become available, and sometimes loans suit the situation you're in, and I think if perms do and they become available at the right price and right deal for what we want as a club, because it has to be right, and you're not paying over the odds, then we'll always look at that. If it alone is what suits at the minute, then we'll have to look at that as well. But yeah, we're pleased in terms of Nick's on a permanent, Leon's permanent, and obviously Hopper's come in as well. So been brilliant for the squad, and I think they'll be good players for us going forward.
Yeah, like you say, going forward, it just helps give you more solidity and stamping your identity on this team.
Yeah, listen, I think we were short of players. I think it was obvious early in the season, and I think it's important you get the right players rather than rushing to get the wrong one sometimes. And you're not going to get everything right in the transfer market. You're not. It's impossible. But if you can get the majority right, then obviously it's better for the team and the squad.
Looking to you, has the illness passed in the team?
Yeah, a little bit still about. So it's I've got a little bit myself,
it's
but
hanging about.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it's everywhere, isn't it? So just important. It keeps out of the bulk of the squad. That was the main thing for the last weekend, which we touch wood. We hope that's happened. But yeah, majority are okay.
How's Gus Scott?
Yeah, no, he's okay. He's trained, so yeah, he's okay.
Looking ahead now to Saturday as well, I think this is the first time you're going into a National League game in the top half of the table since August or something like that. So, look, I mean, it's a great run that you've built. How's it feel being in that position? Yeah,
listen, I think first and foremost, we would like to be in there a lot longer. That goes without saying. We know that. And it might be some frustration that it hasn't gone as smoothly as we have, but there's been a lot thrown at us this season in terms of injuries, people leaving, changes of squad. But we want to finish the season real strong, and we've got to fuel what happened, or use what happened Saturday as fuel to fire us for the rest of the season. We're on decent form, but not getting carried away with that. There's points to pick up, and we've got to go full tilt to pick up as many as possible.
Maidenhead United in that relegation zone, but certainly in games that former Maidenhead United players, tough team to face, and we know that they are a tough team to face.
Yeah, always, and they showed at our place this season. And any time you go to Maidenhead, and Dev's teams will absolutely compete. They've been in that position before, and they will always find a way. And we're not under any illusions to how that will happen or how they'll perform, and we know how tough they'll be. So we know what to expect, and we've got to be ready for that.
Definitely. I mean, Alan Devonshire as well. I looked at the match. I think he's like the second longest serving manager in the top 5 leagues at the moment. When you look at what Alan's doing, I think they're nearly a decade or so now. Do you, as a coach for your own personal ambition, do you look at that? I think that's something I'd like to do. Look at Southend. Yeah,
listen. Who knows? I think what Dev's done there's a brilliant job. Every year he does a brilliant job there, and that's a credit to him and his staff. To compare yourself and look at other things, I haven't looked that far ahead. I want to win Saturday, and we continually want to build a football club and build a squad. And I've said it all the time. So much stuff's that's changing around the football club for the better. So that's my focus. Every day is working hard, working properly, building a team, building a squad that is going to be challenging.
18 games to go now as well in the league. What's the target?
Win as many as you can. Listen, we're in, as you say, they'll come thick and fast. There'll be a lot of things that are thrown at you and come your way. But we want to pick up as many points as we can. We got teams ahead of us that we want to chase down. And we spoke about, but you can't be looking at other teams. You've got to get yourself right.
And just finish as well. So this week we saw the announcement Southend had joined the other 72 National League teams and backing a letter to the EFL asking for free promotion place. Just tell me why Southend wanted to be behind this. Yeah,
I think it's pretty obvious from our point of view that you look at the strength of the National League and what it takes to get out of this division is, it is a tough league. And you look at the top 10 of this league would comfortably be in League 2, I believe. The teams that have got out recently, Stockport, Wrexham, Notts County, Chesterfield, Bromley, all doing okay, and some a lot better than okay. So that tells you how, to win this league, you've got to be the best one out of 24. To come out of League 2, you've got to just be better than 22 other clubs, or survive in League 2, sorry. So that tells you where the strength is, and I think it'll make everyone better. I think the competition, I think that for what the National League is, it's a very, very tough competition. And the quality of teams at the top end of this division, I think deserve the opportunity to go test themselves in League 2.
Thank you.
How's Cav?
Yeah, he's seeing someone today, which we'll get confirmation on how close he is or how much longer he'll be needing to be out.
And with Colin long term, how does that affect? Will you try and extend Nathan harness? Or?
Yeah, that's something we'll have to have a conversation with MK Dons about and Nathan. Of course, we needed to bring another goalkeeper in, but we've always wanted competition, that position, and we haven't had that this season really so much. So, important one that we got Nick in, but you'll be having conversations with Nathan and MK.
And Macaulay Bonne was particularly distraught after the game, sort of last game. With his experience, have you rallied around him, or did he do himself really?
No, I think no matter what age you are or you experience, I think it always hurts. My feelings are that we win as a team, we lose as a team, and that'll never be an individual thing that, we could have scored goals that wouldn't have mattered at the end. And, it was a tackle all of a sudden that goes in off a post. As disappointing as it is, you've got to put it behind. And Maher was distraught, of course, but, we'll face that together, and that shouldn't be placed on one person. As I say, when we succeed, it's always the team, and when we lose, it should be the same.